You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here, all my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm super excited because I am going to be sharing with you guys my October TBR. October is my favorite month out of the entire year. I love it even more than my birthday month, and dare I say it, more than December, although December is a very, very close second. I absolutely live for October. I love the fall vibes. I love the dark makeup. I love the spooky aesthetics, the decorations. It's all just such a vibe and I live for it. It's so much fun. Mind you, I'm also a huge chicken, so yeah, you can weigh that as you will. Anyways, if you guys would like to hear about my October TBR, keep on watching. They're just falling on to me. Goodness. Okay. So before we get started, I'm going to do the same disclaimer that I do in pretty much every single one of my videos, and that is, if you hear my Great Dane whining or crying, she's not hurt, dying, or anything above. She's absolutely fine. She's just dramatic, but here on this channel, we deal with it. What is she doing? I think she's playing downstairs, so she should be fine. She's either playing or taking a nap. I don't know. She lives her own life. She does her own thing. But yeah, she should be relatively quiet, hopefully. Also, if you guys have not checked out my most recent reading vlog, you should definitely go watch it because I set up my new bookshelf and decorate it like for the spooky season, and it's so much fun. So go check that out. And don't forget to be following me on my social media because I have been recently keeping up with my Instagram and posting on there, so it's loads of fun on that platform. Go check it out. But anyways, for the October TBR, I'm super excited because I do what I think most booktubers do, and that is save all of my like really spooky, kind of like creepy, eerie, fall-esque reads literally for October, which leaves me with like a 30 some odd book TBR, which is just like ridiculous, at least for me. But I feel like I'm not alone in that, so it's okay. I've narrowed it down to significantly less. I still don't know if we'll get through all of them, but we're gonna try. So I'm gonna start with the book that I'm currently reading, and that is Blood and Honey by Shelby Maharin. I'm actually listening to this on audiobook, and I'm about halfway through it. I'm gonna save my thoughts for this until I'm completely finished it because I would like to do a two-part review where I review Serpent and Dove and Blood and Honey in one video. So I'm going to keep my thoughts on this book pretty silent, even though it's really, really hard. So yeah, look out for that video, but this is my current read right now. Next, for my author series video, which I'm pretty sure is going to come up before this one, so you'll know that I am doing Tiffany Jackson as my author of the month. So for that, I've already read Monday's Not Coming. My next one that I'm hoping to get to is Allegedly and, hold on, Allegedly and Grown. Can we just take a minute to admire the greatness that is the cover of this book? This one is really pretty too, but like this one just blows me away. This is such a beautiful cover. Unbeknownst to me, I did not realize that these are both like mystery thriller type books. So I was like, this is literally perfect. Tiffany Jackson just has this way of writing, I don't want to say psychological thrillers, but that's kind of the vibes that Monday's Not Coming gave me. And it was really, really good. So I have really high expectations for these two books. In this one, we have a babysitter who is suspected of killing the child that she was babysitting. And then in this one, we have this aspiring singer who is scouted out by a really, really well sought after musical producer. And apparently one day she wakes up in his room and he's dead and she doesn't remember what happens. So both of these have some, are kind of like murder mystery type vibe books, and I think that's going to be really fun. I love Tiffany Jackson's writing, so I'm very, very excited for these two books. The next book that I have on my TBR is The Year of the Witching. I've actually seen this book on a lot of people's TBR, and I picked it up. When did I pick it up? I want to say I picked it up maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I figured that this would be a great time to read it. It's about, so our main character is biracial, which is already a problem in itself for her very, very small, I don't even really think it's a town. It's more of like a coven without the witchcraft, I would say. Like her very, very small, predominantly white community, I assume. And she finds out that her mother has been kind of consorting or knew of these dark witches that kind of live in the forest, or their magic that lives in the forest. And I believe through finding that out, she's going to realize that she's also a witch. I'm not sure. I'm speculating at this point. That's kind of the vibe that I got from the synopsis, and it wouldn't shock me if that's how it ended up. But either way, it sounds like it's going to be very, very interesting. And I mean, witches, October, Halloween, why not? I feel like it goes pretty well. So, and I believe it's also an adult fantasy. Is it an adult? I think it's an adult fantasy. And that's something that I've literally never read before. So if it is an adult fantasy, that's like a tick in the box for me for like trying to read outside of my comfort zone. If it's a YA fantasy, still a tick in the box because fantasy is not my friend. So yeah, I'm very excited for the Year of the Witching. Also the cover, again, very beautiful. I don't know if you notice like these little blood spots on it, but very, very nice touch to the cover. So very pretty. What's the, I think the actual cover is just, ooh, the actual cover is gray and black. So that's nice. The next book that I have on my October TBR is Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel. This is a book that I picked up last year and I wanted to read it during October, but I never got the chance. So this year I'm definitely prioritizing it. I love Hocus Pocus. It's one of my all-time favorite Halloween movies. I feel like it's a classic that everybody loves, and I definitely will be watching it on Halloween. So I'm hoping to either read this book before Halloween or during my 24-hour readathon that I'm holding. I think Halloween falls on the Saturday, so I'm either doing it on the Friday or Thursday. Keep an eye out for that because that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, this is one that I'm definitely hoping to get to before or on Halloween. It'd be kind of nice if I read it on Halloween and then watched the movie right after. I think that'd be pretty cool. And also, fun fact, I believe that there is a sequel to the movie coming out in 2021, which is literally just like, I was almost in tears when I heard about that. I absolutely love this movie. So I'm really, really excited to be able to read the book and to have a copy of the book. So the next book that I have is Scythe. It's pronounced Scythe, I believe, and it's by Neil Shusterman. This is one of my older books that I have on my TBR. I've been meaning to get to this book literally forever, and I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, but mainly good things about the book, and I just feel like I'm being left out. So I'm definitely going to try and get to it this month. From what I remember and recall, it takes place in a world where all the things that cause death are kind of eradicated. So like natural death doesn't really happen anymore. And in order to keep the world from overpopulating, you have these things called Scythe that are kind of like Grim Reapers or like the Angels of Death that just kind of pick people off when they feel it's their time. And we are following, I believe it's two teenagers or like young adults who are now training to be Scythes, but I guess they don't actually want to kill people or something along those lines. Either way, it sounds really, really cool. The idea that there's a world where natural death is just completely obliterated and there's literally nothing to kill us off anymore sounds quite interesting. So I'm very, very excited to see how Neil Shusterman, there's my list, how Neil Shusterman kind of took this topic and made it into like this dystopian fantasy type of thing. So I'm very excited about that. Okay. The next book that I have on my TBR is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I actually know nothing about this book, but I keep on getting told to read it, and I'm getting told to read it. What? Where? Grammar? Okay. Anyways, yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I know it's a ghost story that takes place, I think in the 1920s. And that's usually a fun era, so I figured why not? Apparently it's very creepy. I might go the audiobook route for this because it is like a mammoth of a book. So I might do audiobook and follow along just so that way I can kind of speed up the process a little bit instead of physically reading it, and yeah, it'll give me more time to get through my other books. But I don't actually know what it's about. What does it say? Something dark and evil has awakened. It sounds Halloweeny enough for me. One of my favorite booktubers, Haley in Bookland, loves the series. So, and I believe the last book for it came out this year. So this is a great time for me to get into it. And if I like it, I'll just binge read the whole series. Probably not in October. It probably will take me into October and November, but hey, whatever. It'll work. The next book that I have is The Bone House by Emily Lloyd Jones. I actually received this in an Elle.K last year. And it's about a family of grave diggers. And they have a little bit of a problem because wherever they are, the graves that they dig and the people that are buried don't actually stay dead. The corpses keep coming back up, which would, as I'm sure you could imagine, pose as a problem for a grave digger if the people you bury aren't staying buried. That's all I really know about this book. I think that's a really, really fun and cool concept. It's kind of zombie-ish, and I'm not a fan of zombies at all, but this cover is stunning, and I'm hoping that it's more so like skeletal zombies than like raw decaying flesh falling off of your body zombies, because those are disgusting. Like, don't even talk to me about The Walking Dead. Can't watch it. But if it's just like skeletal corpses coming back up, I can deal with that. So we'll see how this goes. And we're down to our last two books. The one that I'm definitely the most excited for sure, is the Brothers Grimm's fairy tale. I got this edition earlier this year. I don't remember exactly when, but regardless, it is absolutely beautiful. The gold gilded pages and the red bookmark, like, it's just a stunning book. And the Brothers Grimm fairy tales are very, very creepy, so this is literally the perfect time to dive into this. I probably won't get through all of the fairy tales, but I am gonna try and maybe do a fairy tale, maybe 1 or 2 fairy tales a week. So if you would like to see a reading vlog for the fairy tales, let me know and I will definitely do that. I'm so excited. I love fairy tales. I really, really do. I love fairy tales and folklore. So I'm really happy that I was able to get my hands on this book. And even the book itself is just creepy. Like, if you look at I don't know if you can see it, but the trees have like these really, really scary faces on them. And it's so scary. It's beautiful, if that makes any sense at all. So I am beyond excited for this book. So the last book that I have on my TBR, which you would have known about if you're following me on my Instagram, is truly Devious, and this follows our main character trying to solve a murder mystery that happened in the 20th century at the elite illustrious private school that she's now attending in present day. And I believe there's a dual timeline perspective, which is really cool, and I love that aspect of books. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I definitely want to physically read this one. I was thinking of probably doing the audiobook, but I think I want to physically read it, so I'm going to stick with that. Super excited for that. As you can kind of gather through my TBR list, I'm a little bit of a chicken. Well, no, I'm a huge chicken. So none of these books are like horror, like just head-on thriller, like Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre type of thing. I don't do that because I need to be able to sleep at night, and I wouldn't even be able to think of sleeping if I was reading books like that. So they're definitely more on like the lighter side, like murder mystery, kind of slightly psychological thriller, but not really, or more into fantasy, because that's easily digestible during this time of year. But yeah, I'm really excited about the books anyways, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe before you go, and also make sure that you are following me on my social media so you can keep up to date with stuff that I'm posting. And I do reading reviews on my Instagram, so definitely make sure that you are following me there, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!